right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session of the Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee. This morning, we have a number of capital budget amendments to walk through, and we have Councilmember Friedson virtual with us this morning, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Mia to walk us through the packet.
Good morning. As noted before you, there are several CIP amendments for the upcoming amended CIP. There's also one FY25 supplemental appropriation. In short, my recommendations are, these are all January amendments, but some projects that were submitted by the executive in January have also been amended in March. So, and those two projects that I'm recommending that we defer recommendation on are the Americans with Disabilities Act Compliance CIP, as well as the Energy Conservation MCG CIP. My other recommendations are to otherwise approve all other remaining CIP amendments that the executive submitted in January, and as well as approve the FY25 supplemental appropriation for the elevator modernization project. So I'll stop there. See if there's any comments from DGS.
Great. Does DGS have any?
Hi, David Dice, Director, Department of General Services. We've read Mr. Mia's packet. We don't have any disagreements with it, but I do want to stress the importance of these projects. These are representative of a lot of things that are typical for general services, the routine things that people don't see but are critical to be done. And we certainly understand the capital funding pressures that the council's dealing with. I did want to advocate in particular for both the Brookville Depot, which is critical for the working conditions for the folks that are working there. The AC system is malfunctioning. If you want details on that, I'm joined by Greg Boykin to my right, who is my Chief Operating Officer and manages all of our facility maintenance things, and he can attest to the poor conditions of this facility. To my left is Greg Ossent, who manages my capital portfolio, and all of these projects are very critical. The ADA project in particular is dealing with improvements to the Germantown outdoor pool, and it's characteristic when we're doing ADA improvements to anything that once we move in and start working on those projects, we find things that it's like peeling an onion, except the onion's rotten on the inside. And so these are typical projects, so we hope the council will understand the pressures that we're encountering in order to deliver the best facilities, not only to county employees, but to the public that uses the county facilities. So thank you.
Great, thank you. Mr. Mia, do you want to just walk through and we'll see if we have any questions or clarifying points?
Just to note, there's another CIP project, the ABS Retail Refresh CIP, that will be reviewed at the Economic Development Committee in April. So that's in this category, but that's administered by ABS. But otherwise, starting on page 2 of the packet, we do have one new project as noted, the Brookville Depot HVAC. This was submitted as a new project in January. It was resubmitted in March with an amendment essentially affecting the timing of the funding sources, so not really materially changing the scope or schedule, just moving the money around a little bit to account for fiscal capacity. But otherwise, as noted by Director Dice, it is creating, is building a new HVAC system for that facility. It's a 40-year-old system currently in place, so it will be replacing that. So staff is recommending approval as recommended by the executive in its March CIP amendment.
I don't see any questions or objections.
Okay. Page 3 of your packet, item number 2 is the ADA compliance. The executive is recommending a transfer of $100,000 in FY25. This funding was sent to the facility site selection CIP to essentially provide for a deposit for the only community building we covered previously in the joint session. The executive is also recommending adding $3.28 million for the Germantown outdoor pool. The approximate scope is listed in the packet. The funding would impact the schedule of several other existing projects in the CIP. In this particular CIP, the executive did submit a new amendment in March, which essentially appears to be withdrawing that Germantown outdoor pool work. So we do need a little bit more time to understand the impact on everything else. So staff's recommendation is to defer recommendation on this project until April.
Great. I just had a question on this one, and I know that this seems to be a moving target, but I think it was if we did include the Germantown outdoor pool, deferral of some other projects. And so, Director Dice, could you just give us like what the thinking is now, understanding this is a bit of a moving target?
It is, and we work with our colleagues at Recreation to coordinate these projects. But yes, as I mentioned earlier, we appreciate the fact that the CIP is packed pretty full, and to advance one thing means to push other things out. And so these decisions are based upon the criticality of some of the work that needs to be done. The Germantown outdoor pool is one of many pool projects that we're working on that coordinate with recreation schedule, and oftentimes it's the scope of the work that proves to be challenging, so it has to be done in phases. Since our window of working on both indoor and outdoor pools is a fairly narrow window. It's not like we can go in and close a facility and be there for a year. We have a window of literally just months to do some of this work, and so it's the process of coordinating that with these other projects that's resulted in what you see now.
Thank you, Madam Chair, as I break everything that's up here. I'm concerned about how the time frame for the correctional facility and the pre-release center. Do you know if we hold these back, when will they actually be done?
I don't know if I've got the schedule on that. Do you have that?
We have not developed. Gregory Boykin, Deputy Director of DGS. We have not finalized the schedule for the correctional facility. However, it is important to note some work at the correctional facility will continue continuously. It isn't as if we're not doing anything.
Right. Bless you. Okay. When I guess this comes back, when is it? You said more detail in April?
Yeah, we'll have a better sense in April.
If you could give us a better, thank you.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll provide the schedules for all of the projects that Mr. Mee has listed here, so you can make a better discerned judgment on the prioritization.
Great, that would be great, yeah, because I had questions about the Coalfield Center and Georgia Avenue, so if we could, I mean, probably for all 5 of these.
We hit every one.
Yeah, people will, when we get back. Sure. All right. Okay, I think we're delaying action on that until we have more information.
Okay. Page 4, item number 3 is the council, this particular building, COB renovation CIP. This is, the amendment is simply recognizing acceleration of expenditures from FY25 into FY24. This is related to the ongoing construction of the second floor cafeteria. Staff is recommending approval.
All right. Seeing no objections, we can move
It's a
on.
shame.
Since we just.
It's a shame it couldn't be done yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
The building would be vibrating a whole lot more if we
Yes.
Item number 4 is the elevator modernization CIP. This is a level of effort project that replaces and renovates aging and outdated elevators. The executive is recommending $1.2 million in FY25 and 26, including a supplemental appropriation of this year, FY25, to essentially replace the elevators at Progress Place. Those elevators, despite being 9 years old, have become unreliable. They have used continuously. And so the executive is recommending replacing them in the next 2 years. So staff is recommending approval of the amendment and the FY25 supplemental.
Yes, so I can just say, and I know DGS knows from how many emails and calls my office makes regarding the elevators, and I do want to say thank you, because I know we need to do this work in a much more holistic way and look at these elevators that are getting much more use and wear and tear than I think was anticipated when they were put in almost a decade ago.
Yeah, I'll just add, and I've made public this, the fact for years now that we've learned a lot from Progress Place, and a lot of that informed subsequent shelters that we've constructed, but Progress Place was built to more of a hotel standard than an industrial standard, and you've all heard me say that if it moves, it breaks. So elevators in particular are a challenge here, as well as many of our facilities. Here in the council office building, we've had
Go very far.
I benefit from the fact that Deputy Director Boykin is an expert on elevators and other conveyance systems, so he can sort fact from fiction on these things, but the Progress Place facility, not just the elevator, but the entire facility, is extremely hard used, and we pretty much have staff there perpetually, fixing one thing or another.
All right, without objection, we'll move forward.
page 5, the next project is the Energy Conservation MCG. As noted, this was submitted both in January as well as a March amendment. The January amendment essentially programs some additional funding in FY25, and as well as shifts funding from FY28 to 26 and 30. As you recall, last year in the full CIP, a significant amount of GO bonds was added to this project in the out years, FY28 through 30, to essentially conduct assessments and have some funding, initial funding for bringing county buildings to BEPS compliance. So the executive is recommending some shifts in its January submittal. I am recommending that we defer again until April to give us a sense of the schedule and impacts of his latest amendment that was transmitted on this past Friday. So that's the recommendation for this project.
Great. All right. Not seeing any objection?
Okay, next is the Exelon Pepco Merger Fund project. This is simply recognizing an FY25 supplemental that was approved by the council in December. So no significant changes on this one. Recommending approval for this.
Okay. No objections?
Next is the Facility Planning MCG. There's no cost or schedule impact. This is simply adding some additional projects and revising the list of projects that are slated for studies and planning, early initial planning. This includes modifying the 4th District Police Station to include to explore including a co-located park police facility, adding the Western County Recreation Center, and then as well as adding the Poolsville and Damascus Highway Maintenance Depot assessments as well. So it's down there. And recommending approval as submitted.
Okay. Not seeing any objections? Continue.
Okay, next is the facility site selection. This is recognizing a transfer of $100,000 of GO bonds from the ADA compliance project to this project. This money was used to essentially provide a deposit for the land acquisition for the only community building. So recommending approval for this.
Okay. Not seeing any objections?
Sort of had to do it.
Yep.
All right, and the final project is it's the lactation rooms in county buildings. This amendment is simply recognizing cost savings that were realized during construction renovation. So again, recommending approval.
Great. Oh, it's good to have the cost savings. Councilmember Friedson?
Yeah, cost savings are great, and just want to thank DGS for their diligence and fidelity on this. This was a bill that I had put forward to make sure that we were supporting our working women and supporting our county workforce, and just want to thank the department for really taking this on and doing it in a cost-effective way. So really appreciate it.
Great.
Madam
All right.
Chair, if I could.
Yes, absolutely.
Following Councilmember Friedson's compliments, it'd be remiss for me to not recognize the fantastic job that our facilities division did in attacking this project with vigor, gusto, and efficiency. My commendations to all of them. They did a comprehensive job and finished it not only at cost savings but ahead of schedule. So congratulations to facilities.
Terrific. Well, I think that's no objection there in recognizing that savings. And I think that's a good place for us to end on a high note. There aren't many high notes as we look at the budget this year, but that's a good one. I want to thank DGS for this morning and all your work. Thank Ms. Demia, and thank you, Councilmember Friedson, for joining us virtually. And with that, this committee session is adjourned. We are done.
And it was vigor, gusto.